All right, now joined by the Scranton Royals, head coach Michael Hofmeister, joined by Jason Kozak and Myles McCutcheon. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement on today's game following a loss to Washington in the second round of the tournament by a final 20-9.
Yeah, it's a really good team that we played. Fortunate enough to be here. First, thank you to WNL for hosting us. An outstanding job as the host. And yeah, we just dug ourselves a hole early. Their face-off guys, man, it was pretty good. So when we're trying to play catch-up with possessions there, it just naturally forces you to kind of force some things offensively that we otherwise wouldn't, and play maybe a little more reckless along the way. And then you get stuck playing a lot of D. It wears down your D. And although you might like some of the matchups you have, you now got to, react to some things you might have to do otherwise. But really good team, very well coached. There's a reason why, they made the run they did last year. And, I think have a shot at doing it again, here this year. So, not excited about the outcome, but excited about kind of being back here and what we got kind of moving forward with the two guys next to me returning as well as some other guys. So, disappointing result, but we learned from it, and we're just fortunate enough to have been here again.
I guess this will be for both Jason and Myles. When things are going, poorly, where you're on a big score and you're on offensively, Coach mentioned you guys trying to maybe have to work a little extra sometimes. What were some of the things that WNL defense also did to perhaps make life a little difficult for you, especially in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole game, something they did really well was they would kind of get in our hands and press out a bit, which it slows down the offense a little bit, so we weren't really to necessarily move the ball around as quick as we wanted to, and that definitely slows down the offense. But, I mean, got a bunch of great looks. Goalie made some nice saves early on, but yeah, I'd say the best thing they did was just get on our hands and make us work for moving the ball around and getting good shots.
I mean, this entire season, you guys, didn't start the way you wanted. You went on a big run in the middle portion. You pick up your second win in the NCAA tournament ever on Wednesday, and to come here and play in the second round for a second straight season. When you guys look back at this season, what do you take away most from what you've accomplished here in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, our defense has played awesome all year, I think, and our offense started out pretty slow, and then we started to figure it out. We weren't taking enough shots, or we were taking too many shots and not great looks. But through that middle stretch of the season, we were possessing the ball, waiting for great looks. And when it comes down to this, when we're down big, it's kind of hard to not give up those good looks because we gotta score, and we're not getting the ball that much. So, yeah, I'm just proud of the defense all year.
Coach, one of the things you talked about, you got a lot of returning talent for next year as well, including the two guys standing beside you today. What are some of the things that you told the team maybe right after the game, or when you go and talk to the team, to take away from not only today, but just this entire season when you look back on the year?
Yeah, haven't said a whole lot about the future yet. Just kind of, we'll go through today and we'll make our way back to Scranton, and then we'll kind of start those plans. So just kind of wrapping things up here. You mentioned it with the question earlier about how our season started. We play a tough non-conference schedule, and we didn't win any of those games. Hoping that we can maybe get some of those next year, because we'll continue to play a tough schedule, because we want to be the best team in the country. I think anyone that does anything just in their lives, talk and use the analogy a lot about if your professor gave you a test and said you get to write the score you want on it, everyone I know is probably going to write 100 on it. And not a 90, well, that's still an A. You want 100 because you want to be the best. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we're challenging our guys with. That's why we play the schedule we do, and want to get guys and players and student athletes that are excited to be a part of that and want to compete against the best teams in the country and challenge themselves and be better for it. And these two guys and everyone else that's wearing a Scranton jersey today, that's what they've stepped into and they've accepted. And we want to be where we're at today, and hopefully moving forward we can get a different result when we enter the second round. We've talked about how this week, being to the second round a few years ago, we were tourists. We were looking for souvenirs and getting shirts and hats and taking pictures, and just we're excited to be there. And I think we had a different mentality today and this year, throughout the year, with, we're starting to dig the holes and laying the stakes and pour the cement and build our foundation with, this is what we're going to be doing year in and year out, and hopefully we can go from the second round to the third round moving forward. But just super excited, and think Scranton Lacrosse is in a good place with, Jason, Myles, and many of the other guys that, were wearing dark jerseys today.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations on another good season. Sorry for it to come to a loss here in the second round, but congrats on what was a great year and a landmark conference championship. And Thanks so much for your time here this afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.